Tennessee State Senator Katrina Robinson was found guilty on 4 counts of fraud after nearly 2-week-long trial. You might remember we discussed earlier this week when a judge threw out 15 of the 20 counts, but she's found guilty today on 4 of those counts, not guilty on 1 of those counts. Senator Robinson joins us right now along with her attorney, Janika White. Glad to have both of you here. Obviously, Senator, you have to be disappointed with the verdict by the jurors here. What do you make of the prosecutors coming at you with 20 charges alleging that you were misusing it for personal use? And for Janika, what exactly were the charges that she was found guilty of, and how much money we're talking about? Was it accounting? Was it filing deadline? Exactly what was it?
Well, let's first correct that. This started as a 48-count indictment. And after multiple motions, was then reduced to a 20-count indictment, and then the court granted a judgment of acquittal on 15 of those counts. Initially, the government was maintaining and accused Senator Robinson of stealing, embezzling, converting, misapplying $600,000 in grant funds. After the judgment of acquittal, we were down to 2 counts of wire fraud totaling $3,484 and 3 counts of wire fraud as it pertained to a performance report that testimony showed was completed by administrative assistants within the office. And also the testimony showed that there was absolutely no need for Senator Robinson to change any numbers on this particular report. 1, because the report was not at all related to funding, and 2, because she actually not only met the expectations under the grant, but she exceeded those expectations under the grant. So there was absolutely no need for any changes to be made to these reports. We're just very disappointed, and I just really don't understand what was considered back there to come to this conclusion.
Senator Robinson, yes, go ahead.
Okay, so Roland, let me rewind. So in February of 2020, the federal government raided my home, my school, my residence in Nashville, as well as another business. They took everything that they could take out of our school. They took everything they could take from my home and plastered across. Look, let me go back again. They showed up to my doorstep with the media in tow. They plastered across the screen that I stole $600,000 in federal grant funds, of which I've always maintained that I'm innocent of that. I would never do something like that. We get to trial from this 48-count indictment. We got down to 31 counts. Then we got to 20 counts because the government felt like they were losing their case. So they added 3 more counts saying that I submitted reports to the federal government to misrepresent information that didn't even need to be misrepresented. We were doing well under the grant. We got nothing but accolades from our grant officer, never got any warning whatsoever. Actually, the investigation started in 2016 from their documentation, but the government didn't get involved until 2019. Meanwhile, the Healthcare Institute was funded every year, Roland, from 2016, 2017, 2018. They gave us money every year. But they said that I was committing a crime of stealing government grant funds. So then we get to trial. There's no proof. They offered no proof. The only thing they offered was a forensic accountant that got up on that stand and with every transaction said she bought these with grant funds. She bought these with grant funds. Offered no forensic accounting. We got down to the end. The judge had to strike her testimony, but still the jurors left with that in their mind. Even though we've gotten to $3,484 that now they're alleging that I stole from my own business. That's where we are.
What is the impact on your, with these 4 convictions, what is the impact on your state Senate seat?
That is yet to be determined, Roland. Of course, the process is not over. We are still moving forward to ask the judge to reconsider what has happened before the jury. We do not think that the jury had a full picture of what was actually happening. This was a very complicated case that I don't think a layman or the average person would be able to understand without thorough background. And so we're still going to fight what the jury has let out.
Janika, final comment.
Yeah, we're going to file a motion for a new trial. And if that doesn't work, we have a couple of other avenues to pursue. It's, of course, not what we wanted, but as she said, we've been trotting a long, tough, rough road here when you have a prosecution that started with this presumption of guilt without any opportunity of participation in it to be able to explain anything, say anything. And I think this prosecution is most telling when you say it's in defense of a theft from a government organization as a result of a grant. And when the entity that was giving the grant, that was in constant communication with her, was not the complainant. Even in court, came in still saying, you know, this was a great organization, successful, doing what it was supposed to do. We were in constant communication. This place was thriving. The project officer was excited about the growth, impressed with the growth. So it's just a really unique situation. And even the statute that this was charged under, 666, if you go, you can't find another case charged you cannot find it. You cannot find another case even similar to this one on the books. We've researched, we've tried. You cannot find it in this context. And the judge rightly pointed out that throughout this process, the government's theory of prosecution has changed many times because, again, it was with the purpose of an intent of saying we're going to find whatever we can after we sift through these thousands, hundreds of thousands of documents. We're going to get to whatever we can find. And at the end of the day, they found an email, and we got down to $3,484 in errors on a report that she didn't even complete.
Well, folks, we appreciate both of you, Janika and Senator Robinson, for joining with us. You could have talked to a lot of folks, and you only are submitted to interview with us. So we certainly appreciate you joining with this exclusive conversation. Thank you so very much. And we'll be following the next steps in this case. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
It's time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way.
Honored to be on a show that you own. A black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Roland was amazing on there.
Stay black. I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
You dig?